Hi, welcome to Tomb Raider Part 8. You left us last time and we just wrapped up Tomb, raiding it, as you do. This is the Silencer Challenge, knocking out those alarms. That's the first one, and it's right by this cargo lift thing. So what you need to do is get yourself on one of these. Here we are. And then we're going to ride it out to try and find Grim, who has been kidnapped. And look at all those delicious red barrels. It's going to be an explodathon. And there's actually a pretty hectic fight coming up. I don't know if you just saw Grim getting grabbed there. But there's the fights now are getting more and more tricky. You have people ziplining towards you, you've got a range of weapons being used against you, everything from machine guns to bows to dynamite. Lots of guys with helmets and armour. You can see here they zip over, which is super annoying, but the shotgun makes short work of them at close range. I've cut this fight down. It took me about 10 minutes to wrap it up with a couple of retries in the middle. So here are just some of the highlights. There's a guy with a helmet. See, they're super annoying because you get a headshot on them and it knocks the helmet off, and then you headshot them again. A dynamite there, and then two guys zip-lining over. One's dead as he hits the ground. The other one, I realised afterwards, just rewatching, he's already dead when I blow that barrel. But yeah, whatever. I managed to get one guy there, but he landed on that crate, and I think he gets up at some point to come and eat my face. Oh, maybe not. No, he looks dead. And, you know, a bit of close combat fun. And then just the last guy there, but there's about, I don't know, 30 of them in the end, maybe more. And as I mentioned, a good range of weapons.
Drop your weapons, or we kill your friend! Don't fucking do it!
Okay!
That's nothing, pal. I grew up in Glasgow. Now kick them off the edge!
So yeah, Grim's kind of a badass. But he takes one for the team. Anyway, long story short, from there it's up here. Then I found a bunch of relics and pickups there, so we'll cut ahead. And that's the zip line that we just saw. So heading all the way up here, and then
I'm on it.
These guys are back. Oh no, what are we going to do? Stick in the climbing pole, I guess.
I got her! Shit.
We've got a sniper friend, it's Roth. He is up in the shrine. There, you'll see in a second, there he is, with his makeshift sniper rifle. It's lucky he's an amazing shot, you'll see why a bit later. Anyway, heading up here. There's a chopper inbound.
This is Roth of the Endurance. Do you copy?
No response, only static and interference. Anyway, there's a campfire there, not much to do at the campfire. I've got a bunch of scrap but nothing to spend it on at the moment. And there we are taking this bridge across now. And there's a GPS down there, sorry, that's why I was fiddling with that, but it's way down below.
Alright, Lara, that bridge is swarming with guards.
Great. Any ideas?
It'll be tricky, but you can probably make your way across underneath.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Don't worry, I'll be covering you the whole way.
Roth will be covering us the whole way, fantastic. So, through here, and then there was a bit of faffing about, well, I was like, where do I go now? Oh, probably that whiteboard right next to me. Anyway, we're under the bridge now, so
Hey, those.
it's basically climbing. They try to make it a little bit tense by having stuff fall away, but you know they're not going to be as cheap as to kill you just by getting you this far and then having the bridge collapse. So the tension's never really there. And then, yeah, Roth is taking these guys out, and he basically tells you to wait while he snipes people, so you'll see here. There you go. And then the next one.
Stop, hold it, almost got it. Stop, wait. Lara, I think you're clear.
And we're all good.
Thanks for the cover. I think that makes us even.
Lara, look out!
Or are we? It's another beardy hobo tramp. Reminds me of the guy from, I want to say Dishonored, but I don't mean Dishonored, that game where you were a cop that was disgraced and turned into a hobo. It was quite fun. Convicted? Something like that. I quite enjoyed that game, with the sort of CSI crime scene investigations. Anyway, carrying on down here, there's too many guards to take a frontal assault, so the camera pans around and it's a mad dash here through collapsing buildings. And I said this in the last video, but it still holds true. I like the balance they've got between a bit of stealth, a bit of exploring, a bit of mad dash chase sequences, and full-on fights.
I'll get them. I'll come back.
Anyway, pushing on through here, I'm going to be cutting stuff. I switched back to Tress FX hair, and the frame rate dies pretty considerably here. I think it dropped down to like 2 frames a second at one point. I've sped this up to ×4, so you can't really see it, but it's still quite bad. And I was just mashing the start button to try and bring up the menu, but even that wasn't quite working. So at some point her hair will change back and things will get a bit better. I think it's just changed back now. Yeah, there we go. So the frame rate's back okay, and then it's just a question of sneaking around here. Cavern entrance, and I think I probably took a detour to go and find some shinies. Yeah, there we go. An XP tree, food cache or whatever they're called. And then carrying on up here, we close in on a conversation where Sam is being held hostage and they're talking about putting her through the Ascension.
But here we are the Solari, the Sun Queen's children. She brought us here for a reason. I know you want your freedom. I know you want to escape this place. But to do so, we must release our queen. Like ours.
And then Laura gets captured, and then they set fire to Sam, but the fire gets blown out, and they decide that Sam's the chosen one, but I caught that because it's kind of protracted. Anyway, long and short of it is Laura's being led away and pretend to collapse, and then badass Laura, knee in the balls, grabs her bow back. She's had her equipment taken away, so she's down to just her bow. And then, my favourite scene of the game so far.
I can't see the body. I don't think she survived before.
It's kind of cool. Anyway, there's Lara in a river of blood. So we sneak our way out here, and we're going to meet the Unholy, which I guess are those that didn't make the grade for Father Matthias. And you'll see why in a second, or at least see their fate. So through here and down this stream of blood that's trickling down here, and I've sped it up a little bit so you can't really see the water flow, but even things like the water in this are really nicely done.
Some kind of natural gas.
Some kind of natural gas. Is it flammable? Probably flammable. So yeah, that blew that out. And we're starting to get some pretty decent tools now. So you can't spend too long in the gas or you start to go all woozy. And then there's a campfire here, but there wasn't much to do. Again, didn't have much scrap. Just doing a bit of relic hunting. There was a document or a book or something, and I was reading all those, but I've kind of given up.
Don't struggle too much. And hope they kill you fast.
Oh God. No. What are you doing? It's horrible.
So yeah, they're the Unholy, and they live in cages. You'll see down here, one is just on the right, and they basically babble madly at you. There's no one in there, but in this one, I think.
Oh yes, maybe. Who are you?
And you can kind of kill them in the cages, but it doesn't really do much. And there's also some bags hanging on the ceiling for a challenge. I found one, but there are 6 to find, and I kind of gave up on that. But yeah, you can kill them, farm a bit of XP, but the long and the short of it is there's not much to see and do in there. They don't charge you or harm you, or I don't know. Then blow that open, and you can head through here. And there was a bit of a cut because I died up here. I got a bit gung-ho in this stealth scene and got swarmed. I sort of ran round and went for a cheeky stealth takedown, and the other guy just turned around and shot me in the face. So this time I waited a bit longer for at least his back to be turned. So that's one down, and then another one goes down broadly the same. And I'm kind of actually, maybe I should have followed him down to see what happened, but he probably just would have alerted stuff. Anyway, there's a couple more guys up here. I just turned around to pick up that scrap and experience boxes. I never quite understood why they fire up a flare, but maybe it's to light their Molotovs. Who knows? Or their dynamite. So he's on fire. And then there's just, I think, just this guy left. And a lot of them have helmets too, but this natural gas definitely helps. There we go, that's him down now. Killer headshot, 55 experience. Woot woot. Anyway, around here there was another document, and then some other bits and pieces. There's a camp up the top here. And there's also a treasure map up there, but the way to get to that, I spent probably 15 or 20 minutes trying to get up there, and then came back later in the game and realised all you have to do is climb up the side. I'll show you exactly where. So basically there, see that wood just to the left of where I'm aiming now, where the crate just ran past, you can just climb up the side there to get up to the treasure thing. So it's actually not too hard. And by the time I'd got the treasure map, I'd found all the relics and everything anyway, so yeah, there it is up there. Anyway, heading on down here. There we go. Climb up this crate, and then I'm going to turn around a bit, and I'm still frustrated with this treasure map, so you'll see I turn around and try and shoot back, and I was trying to shoot gas and move those crates, and the solution in the end was super easy. As I said, you just climb up the side. Anyway, nothing to do there, so then head back in this way. And there's 3 guys down here, and there's actually some fire that are natural gas nozzle that I didn't notice. Instead I went for the light, and one of them goes to investigate, and I just pick them off one by one. And I suppose I get a bit more experience for it, but... And an achievement! Ding! There's the second one. I miss him, I think, yeah. But not the second time. And now also their melee guys are starting to not just have like a pickaxe, but they're coming with swords and spears and all sorts. There we go. Anyway, dealing with those, I went down and looted the bodies and then went back again to try and get that treasure map. Nothing up there, instead you climb up the side here, don't miss the XP tree, and then up this cliff face, and then around here, and I think there's a couple more guys around here. There's one to stealth, oh that's right, yeah, there's this guy to stealth, and then there's a bunch of guys downstairs doing some sort of incantation. But they're fortunately doing it right in front of a natural gas flame, so skabloop, they go down. And then it's just a bit of looting again, and there's a couple of XP trees there. And then up here, I'll do a bit of a cut here, but you basically pull that, there's an XP box there, and then ignite it. I don't know that it actually did anything, to be honest, but then pull that, and that brings that thing around. And then I blew that up again to try and give it some extra oomph, but I don't know how much good it did. Anyway, it blew that door open. And now everything is kicking off. The whole cavern is collapsing, so it's just a mad dash through here. And then sure enough, there's a slide coming up, and I died a bit further on, you'll see in a second, but you actually can't jump that gap. I was trying to jump and it stops you jumping, which is kind of interesting. And again, when it's loading a new zone, I got a bit of lag there, but I can live with that. Anyway, I didn't run fast enough and blew up. So coming back again, as long as you just keep pressing on, you can see the lag there again, not quite so bad, but same place every time. Push through here, come on up into the light, and here we are.
Son of a bitch! When I get out of here, I'm gonna shove one of those arrows right up your ass!
Reyes has got an attitude. I want to call her Reyes. I've got a friend called Victoria Reyes, who, it's well, same spelling and you pronounce it Reyes, but they pronounce it Reyes, so I guess Reyes it is. Anyway, here I got a bit gung-ho as well. I was going to stealth that guy, but they've obviously completely noticed me. So they're shooting me, and I kind of scamper away, hoping not to die, but it gets pretty close. There we go. Very, very lucky headshot there. Just a snapshot. And then there's a guy there. I did quite nicely with those two, and then I think one more lurking somewhere, but he'll turn up in a minute. There he is. He's a firebomber, and managed to snag him too. So that's where we'll leave it. That was Badass Lara, Harry Potter and Ray's and Jason, or whatever his name is, up there. We'll go and get them out next time. Previous one's on the left if you haven't seen it yet. The other one is on the right. Let me know what you think and if you want to keep seeing these. Bye.